A very happy Sunday afternoon, my people. Finally, winter is kind of upon us-ish. We're going to talk about winter wellness today a little bit, and also our kidney system. Let's start with our part one. Part one is a breathing exercise based on Taoist breathing, longevity breathing exercise. Your legs shoulder width. Bend your knee naturally. Put your hands. Look at my fingers, okay? Relax the four fingers. Put your thumbs up. And that is, you open up your colon. You open up your GI system. Close your eyes. We'll breathe in from our nose, out from our mouth. But today, I want to take you one step further. I want you to really imagine the meridian lines, the acupressure points. They're like little vertex of energy. They're all, when you breathe in, they're opening with us, and out, and they're pushing the toxins out for you. Okay. Now we will do our part two, our 10 energy movements. It's based on Taoist 8 energy movements. Your legs, shoulder width. Hold your energy up from the dantian up. We are building up an energy field for ourselves and also activate our immune system. That's our triple burner. That's lymph system, body fluid, and fascia system. Next movement. This is strengthen our sixth arm, meridian lines, opens down and cooling, and our immune system. And do what my way. All the arm energy push out this way and this direction. Now, this movement, we focus our gut health. One hand try to touch the sky, the other one earth. If you have stomach fullness, excessive gas, stomach pain, or abdominal pain, then do this movement. Now, next movement. If you have neck pain, upper shoulder tightness, or if
I'm sorry, Dr. Liu, just to let you know, your microphone's not working, but we can see you. Oh. But you are unmuted per the graph here.
Okay, so okay, you hear me now, clearly? Am I back? No?
We can see you, but we can't hear you. We can keep following along for now.
Okay. So this movement should mute everyone.
Okay, it's working. Thank you.
Okay, good. So this one, we're balancing our heart health and also our small intestines, large intestines, and our kidney system as well. So this movement is really important to actually bring the heart health and kidney health together through spine. Now we're strengthening out our tendon. Again, our spine health. Push your hands slowly down. And then you really should feel that your tendon throughout the system has been stretching out. Now, our liver system. Now, this movement, we focus on our kidney system. If people have pelvic floor inflammation, kidney stone, kidney inflammation, uterus or prostate, this movement will help. Now the next two movements, our longevity movements. So our forehead to the knee. our last movement. Forehead to the floor. And this one, you should really feel your spine and all these meridian lines are being stretched out. And also your blood vessels as well. Let's make sure we all have some water. So now winter is kind of here-ish and the weather is coldish. We will begin to talk a little bit about winter health. But before we start our winter health, our kidney system is everything is all connected. So last week, I think many of you were with us when we were being Zoom bombed. So we had a group of Zoom bombers that they came to our Zoom and they bombed us. So we did change from public event to private invitations. I am a little bit, because in monastery, we never close door to people. So a lot of times that it is about transformation. So for the teaching of our own people, that for now we're just using our private invitations and all this, but eventually I would like to go back to do the public event again. So then people that, because we are, you and I, we're our people. We should slowly really influence and include people who are not our people yet. And like last week, that when this Zoom bomber said, "Oh, I don't like your teaching," and I said, "Well, because you're not my people, right? But if you could give me a chance, you would be, right?" And then this one said, "Okay." So I think that really is a very good start. So, but a lot of times that when we look at what is going on outside the world, that really has a lot to reflect the majority of, or at least, yes, majority of human beings, that if we allow ourselves to walk away from nature, feel we're no longer a part of nature, then this type of things will occur and will happen. So in monastery, we had this teaching. We said, okay, so when someone says something so well, where are those things come from? That has a lot to do with their kidney system. If their gene, remember we said one of the kidney, the right kidney is where the gene stays. That's the vital energy of life. If that is weakened, then the kidney system together is being weakened. Then that can no longer host through the spine, host the energy of heart. Then the heart got weakened. When the heart system got weakened, then it's no longer able to host mind. And then the heart and the small intestines are, remember when we said they're partners. One is do well, the other will do well. And if one is not well, then the other won't be. Then that becomes a catch-22. And then small intestines in our body, in our system, has a very important function, right? That together with spleen, together with the whole digestion, to really digest the information, the food, the nutrients get into our system. Think about if a group of individuals or just one individual that is no longer able to sort out what is useful for the body, what is useless, is no longer to be able to see what are the informations is worth sharing and what is just purely garbage. Then if they are unable to do that, or if their system, their gut system becomes so imbalanced, then instead of wanting nutrient, they begin to want garbage. So think about if you look at someone, right? You look at someone is eating garbage, that it's, when we say that, it's not just metaphor, it's that the food they take is purely garbage. And then the info they got from outside the world, so-called, is they attract themselves to the energy of garbage-like energy. Then they're not able to digest. So then when they speak, they, instead of speaking, because when you talk, when you speak, this is the 5 yin, 6 yang energy is all together to promote the word out. But then you call yourself, this person is speaking. And but if you're no longer able to do that, then when it comes out, we say, oh wow, this person is vomiting. Many of us, almost all of us, have the experience of throw up, vomit. So when the system is so imbalanced, then you're no longer speaking. You're vomiting. What comes out is vomit. It's undigested garbage. So that's what happened. So that's what happened to people that we see more and more. Says, why are people talking like that? Now you know their system is so not in harmony with each other, is so disharmonized. Then instead of speaking and communicating, they're vomiting. They vomit garbage out. So what do we do, right? When we have people next to us that they vomit, well, you're not a doctor and you could just go away. And or if you are a trained doctor, oh my God, you vomit, but I have to help you to clean you up, right? So then I think several steps that we will teach our people to do is that first is how do we, when we see somebody is vomiting, how do we protect ourselves so we will not get the vomit on us? And that is, we will help you to build an energy shield. winter is a good time to build energy shield. So that in our next couple sessions, I'll teach you how to work with your own energy. You will have to come to clinic and for me to do some energy healing, but after that, you will be able to have the energy shield built. And second, to be able to understand this is not communication, and this is nothing like that. This is just pure vomit. So then you understand that, and you're not going to be, what we will need to have really is great compassion, saying, oh my God, because we all have that experience of vomit, and it's not comfortable. So it's not comfortable experience. So we have compassion for people who are no longer able to speak but vomit, to say, oh wow, okay, you really do need help. And not get insulted or get insulted by what they vomit out, because how can you? So there are things that we can do to protect ourselves. There are things we can do to have a deeper understanding about the conditions of vomiters, and to see if we can somehow help them to balance the system. If their system is more balanced, then they will begin to learn to speak, to communicate again. So that has a lot to do with your digestion, has a lot to do with your kidney system. So winter time, the kidney system is, we call that with the element of water. It is one of the very important systems because that really where the gene is hosted and where the stability stays, right? If the kidney system is weak, then the heart system is weak, then people are likely to not be able to have a healthy mind. But in winter, several things that before we talked a lot about winter health. So, but if we could add a little more, and the winter recess is coming, and the kids, I think, will like that, because winter time, this 3 months is the good months if kids want to sleep longer, they want to be in bed a little bit longer, and don't pull them out. Well, some of you should, because they should, when the sun rises, and they should be up. So don't let them use this as an excuse to stay in bed until 12, right? So, but they can sleep longer. All of us should go to bed earlier and stay in bed longer, just to give, because winter time is really the time to save, to store, to keep nourishing the yin energy, that's the mother energy, to really let yang energy has a rest and do not bother with yang energy. If you remember 2 winters ago, it's about around Thanksgiving. So we had quite a few, or even after Thanksgiving, I remember saying that, oh, that's not good. What is not good? It was that we have a lot of thunder. We have a lot of thunderstorm and kept a couple days. If winter time, there's thunder, that means the yin energy collectively is no longer to let the yang energy rest. The yang energy begin to act up in the incorrect time. That will cause pandemic, that will cause serious health problems. So each time when people have this type of plague, pandemic times, and then that was the sign. So actually, I think 2 or 3 winters ago, that really would promote me to say, oh yeah, get things prepared. So that's just one of the examples. In winter time, let the mother yin energy to really nourish ourselves. food soak is a good way to nourish mother energy, the yin energy, right? And stay in bed, go to bed early, stay in bed longer, and wait until sunrise, and then get up, and that's a good way. And then the other good way is to do some foot massage. That's a good way. And then the other thing, just make sure we always know that winter is time to save, time to store everything in. So ask yourself, winter is a good time to have 3 months of supplies. You have that? If you don't have that, because the winter is, we are using the time to really store everything in, and then spring will have a good spring, right? We'll have a productive spring. So ask yourself, do you have 3 months supply? If you don't, it's time to get some millet, some rice, some salt, some canned vegetables even, and some fresh vegetables, and some meat. Get a freezer full. That's a good time to do that. And don't forget to always do some food soak. And I will leave time for questions, because before, our previous teachings, we have talked a lot about our kidney system. I just want to remind ourselves that is that fall and winter, if people begin to show more sign of not able to hold their mind, that is, we say that your kidney system is too weak. And then the other sign is that people start coughing, a lot of either allergies or cough too much. That also is a sign of kidney yang is too weak. So then we need to really have good rest, good food soak, and good meridian line petting to strengthen our kidney system. And I will leave time for you to ask questions.
Just to speak to the participants, the chat is open so that I can see questions if anybody would like to send me any messages. But also, Dr. Liu, I had the staff send me wonderful questions this week.
Okay.
And which was really a nice experience. And one theme that came through was sort of the subject of how when the light gets to be less, that sometimes people are a little bit prone to depression in the winter. And obviously you're saying we could strengthen the kidney, foot soak, resting more. Is there anything else that you could speak towards on that subject?
So seasonal depression is that means that your kidney yang is on the weaker end, is not able to hold the whole body yang energy that influence the heart yang, that cause the liver to be further suppressed, that lead to depression. Sorry to the long answer. But we can, if you feel you have seasonal depression, food soak will help, and meridian line petting will help, and also have some herbs. And we have good herbs that can help with seasonal depression, and also make sure every day you have your wellness herbs, because that decrease the overall stagnation. That will help you to help with the depression. But the other thing is knowing seasonal depression, especially in Michigan, we rarely see sun, and we rarely see the yang energy being rested, and that will inevitably cause some depression. If you haven't in wintertime take D3, that it's good time to start doing that. Adult should take 5,000 drops and daily. And if you have women at home that between 40 to 60 or even older, you may want to consider doing D3 plus K2. That will get the D3 better absorbed into the system. So we live in Michigan, take herbs, take some D3 plus K2. These are all will help with depression. And if you're low on B12, take some B12 as well.
I'm so glad that you brought that up, Dr. Liu. Thank you. I was thinking earlier that I wanted to ask you about vitamin D today, because I know that you're not very into supplements, but I do know that you do believe in vitamin D and B12, which is really good for everyone to know, I think.
Yes, I think especially winter time.
Yes.
You go out, but even you go out, you don't see the sun much. So then it's time for us to want a little bit additional support and help. 1 teaspoon herbs. If you want to add some ginger, plus 3 to 5 drops of D3 plus B2 and some B12. If you feel your energy is low a little bit, you have indigestion, and you're all set.
Thank you so much, Dr. Liu. Another question that came up was sort of in Chinese medicine, how there can be cold that gets lodged into the body. And just because we're speaking about wintertime and the weather being colder, it's a very interesting subject. If you
so the winter time, the cold is outside, but a yang system is within, right? So inside our system, and supposedly we have yang and we have warmth inside our system. So that's why in winter time, it is a good time to, if one wants a salad, it's a good time to eat a salad. And if one wants some more meat, it's a good time. This time is now, because your digestion is much stronger compared to the summertime. So your body is able to digest that much better compared to the summertime. In summertime, you should wear something easy for your digestion. But now, if you want to go out of your comfort zone, the time is now. Don't overindulge too much, but just a little bit to try it. And because our digestion in winter time, fall, and especially winter is the strongest time.
Thank you very much, Dr. Liu. Another very broad subject in Chinese medicine is the temperatures of foods, right? So looking at warming foods, perhaps in the winter, is ginger something that we should eat more of in the winter? Are there particular spices that we should add more so?
Ginger, you can eat a little bit throughout the year, but summertime is the time to eat ginger, because summertime, inside your digestion, you have coldness. It's inside your digestion. In winter time, because your digestion is at the strongest, you crave more meat and more salad and this type of things, then you should eat radish to really cool down the system inside your digestion, and to let the gas go through that direction and cool down the system. That's what in wintertime, watermelon radish, the white decon radish, the radishes are the king of the winter. Ginger is the king of the summer.
That is very useful to know. Thank you very much. So as we know, you're very routine with your exercise. You walk 4 miles, I believe, in the morning. Is that correct? And 1 in the afternoon? I know that it's a fast walk. Are there ways that we should alter our exercise routine in the winter? Or is it really just about persevering with our routine all the way through the year?
Well, I think that it depends on if you want to walk a little less and you want to do something indoor, jumping is a good exercise to do, and gentle yoga is a good exercise to do. But I do encourage people to dress warmly, get out there and walk, to let the skin to be, we say in wintertime that we store everything, but the skin, give it a chance for the skin to be warm every day. So what could be better? Fast walk in a very cold weather and dress up warmly, make your skin warm, make you a little sweat.
Okay, let's try one more question. So what about in terms of health conditions that are more stressed by the winter, like for example, arthritis? inflammation. I suppose, as I'm asking you these questions, Dr. Liu, I think I'm becoming better trained because I think I know the answer, which is that we do the self-care, we do the 10 simple movements, we eat at regular times, we sleep well. But in terms of how sometimes conditions can be more aggravated in the winter.
So the arthritis really is a more liver-based problem. But if the kidney system is weakened, then arthritis is easily to flare up in the springtime. So, and then also any kind of inflammation in wintertime, a lot of people have all year long inflammation now, that I would suggest that meridian line petting is really a good way to keep your temperature warm. And it doesn't mean to warm up your house, very hot, that won't help, but really I think one of those times I did teach people how to do the whole body rolling, right, the back rolling. And that is a good way to really keep the spine warm, and you keep your spine warm and you keep your whole system warm. And if you want to prevent from arthritis flare up and hand soak, foot soak, you can do that twice or 3 times a week, and that will be helpful. And Nourish Your Life really is a very routine. Every day you do a little bit. And if you fall and you don't feel, oh my goodness, that's the end of everything. No, you just stand up and you start over. Because each time you start over, you are not starting over from those really low points, right? You start over from where you achieved. And you just keep going and keep going and keep going. And before you know it, you have a long, healthy life with joy,
Thank you so much, Dr. Liu. We are at time.
Happy Thanksgiving, my people.